Hello and welcome. My name is Phil Melton. I'm with MercuryGate International, and I'm happy to say that we are continuing our discussions with Iyer from LoadSmart. How are shippers that you work with adjusting to that rapidly changing market that we have in today's world?
Yep. So, like I said, Phil, I think that, things like mini bids and moving a lot of freight on spot, it's working, it's also not working. And so I think that shippers are really trying to, adapt and adopt things that make them more resilient. We just said that, having a strong transport management system, that could be step one. But I think step two is really learning how to use that system efficiently, right? The system that they're investing in, and then having these integrations that provide access to things like dynamic pricing play a huge role here. And that's what we do, right? That's what we've kind of spearheaded here at LoadSmart. And to break it down, let's say you're a MercuryGate shipper and you enable the LoadSmart API. This actually gives you the ability to, create a load in MercuryGate on any lane across the nation, and you get a rate instantly, right? Truly in less than 2.5 seconds. And we're able to do this because we use a machine learning model to predict how much capacity we have on any lane based on the pickup time and date. And then we use it to generate a price reflecting real-time market conditions as well. So in short, Phil, there's two unique things about that rate. One is that, yes, it's instant, it's dynamic, it's real time. But two is that it's bookable, and there's capacity associated with price. So if you like the price, you can execute on it. We will never change the price. We will never give back the load. And we actually call this the load smart guarantee. So this concept of 100% tender acceptance that reflects our faith in the pricing algorithm. This also allows shippers to tender us the shipment in one easy step. Um, and I think one of the biggest things about it is that the whole time, their load planner is staying in MercuryGate in their existing workflow. Another thing to note about it is that there's no obligation to act on it, right? So at the end of the day, we have customers who use this information in MercuryGate to benchmark and they navigate the market that way. So, they see how their contracted rates compare to the current market conditions so they can make better decisions now and better decisions over time. You might see the market rate compare on to a contracted rate on one of your lanes and say, "Hey, I'm doing really well on that lane," or you might say, "Hey, we're really far off on this lane. It's time to renegotiate." And so you can leverage, the pricing information to run your network more efficiently. And it's a very handy flow of information into MercuryGate, regardless of whether you actually move a load with us or not. And you're never obligated to do that, right? That's the point. So ultimately, Phil, I think that the sudden volume spikes that shippers are dealing with, post and mid COVID, right? We have a second wave and new variants. What it means is that shippers are looking for an array of different ways to access strategic capacity, and for ways to leverage tech to do that. And I think access to a TMS and then the addition of this dynamic pricing piece is playing a huge role here. And I wonder, you see the same thing on your end with how, customers and how they seem to be navigating it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think within the TMS, you see all the time where people, you said it earlier in a prior question around, hey, how's dynamic rating work, or does it work, or are shippers really, or excuse me, are carriers really abiding by the contracts? Are they going after the premium loads, those types of things? So I think agility has to be there, creativity has to be there. And you only get that by having an enterprise, SaaS kind of TMS where you can really actually have partners like LoadSmart where you can actually get that guarantee of 100% capacity all the time. And in today's world, again, one thing that is certain is that uncertainty is going to happen. There's going to be disruption,
Yep.
and you have to be able to think quick on your feet, and you have to be able to have the right partners and the right systems to actually access that 100% capacity and then go after it. And we're seeing that across the board, right? Most of our shippers that, or most of our customers, if you will, they have that ability to give that to their customers, or the shippers themselves that are running our systems or have that ability to go out to LoadSmart, go out and get that 100% capacity, and then and get their shipments moving. It's going to be interesting though, like I said earlier, about the change in the dynamics, especially around the holiday, back to school, as these things happen, and now with the Delta variant, Lambda variant, all these different variants of the COVID, if you will, how that's going to impact us overall in the long run. So
Absolutely.